Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. This is gonna be a short Isaiah 4:1. I don't know what happened, but I got cut off. But we're gonna talk about some things. Today we talked about politics, but now we're getting back to Isaiah 4:1, which we normally do at this time. Isaiah 4:1 says, "In that day, 7 women will take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food, wear our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name. Take away our disgrace." The disgrace is their fake biases. Six-pack abs, all the stuff they say they like, and then they get these guys and they break up with him just as quick as the guy that they said was ugly or the guy that they said was broke. All of that's a disgrace. The disgrace is the deep-seated hatred that a lot of women have towards men. The disgrace is the selfish attitude that they have. They want you to do everything for them, but then they stingy and selfish as they want to be. Over the smallest of things, you'll be amazed. But you're supposed to protect, provide, all while a lot of guys don't even be getting none. And if they do get it, it's not all that because they don't want to do it. Anybody that has sex knows that the sex is better when the desire is there than it is when there's no desire. All of these are the disgrace. And on this one, I want to talk about some things that can be done to improve the dating landscape amongst us blacks. This time we're talking to blacks. Whites can anybody can apply what I'm about to say, but I'm directing this at black people. You know, y'all dudes shooting your sauce everywhere, making babies with girls you don't even like just because you want to bust off in somebody because you don't want to wear protection, because your PO/pullout game is weak. We're going to talk about some things that might actually improve the dating landscape on both sides. Number one, let's start with the guys this time. Number one, get rid of thug life. Stop trying to be like them rappers. Stop trying to be like these people that are paid off by the people who don't want you to pass them up. Stop trying to be like them. Because if you stop trying to be like them, you improve your chances of remaining free and remaining alive. But if you keep carrying on like them dudes on them songs, the stuff I be hearing is just ridiculous and it's extremely disrespectful. And when you disrespect somebody to that level, they gonna want to kill you. So it's all a plot. It's all a ploy. So number one for guys is to stop being like that. If you want to work out, you want to lift weights, you want to have guns, do all that stuff legitimately and legally. And then you'll still be out here to see your kids grow and to teach them a thing or two. Number two is along the same lines as number one. Stop getting your culture from agents, from people who get paid to mislead you and to keep tabs and dabs on you. Stop getting your culture from them. That's number two. Number three is we got to learn the sacrifices that need to be made and make them. Even if that includes your friends. You be like, but I knew him since K5. So what? The dude is a thief, he's a thug, and he starts stuff because he know you got his back. So sometimes you got to know what sacrifices need to be made. Whether or not you need to go back to college, whether or not you need to get your CDL, whether or not you need to give up friends, or even in some cases, family. You do those top three, and then number four, I would advise no drugs and Self-controlled alcohol consumption if you drink. You do those 4 things, man, I'm telling you, you'll be ready to be a prime candidate in terms of dating. Now, in terms of what you should do with these women, let's get into that. 1, do not take no mess from them. Make sure you not messy. Don't take no mess. What do I mean by don't take no mess? Do not let her be texting dudes. If she cheat, dump her. If she has an emotional affair and her behavior doesn't improve, dump her. You know, you are the king. You determine who's the queen. The queen can be banished from the kingdom. See, y'all don't realize just because she's a queen don't mean her job is permanent. She got to perform the roles of a queen, or you supposed to banish her from the kingdom. So be willing to get rid of people. Don't think, well, I'm in this to the end. Stop making vows. No marriage license, no vows. Yes and no. Simple as that. And the next thing, either you practice polygyny or you practice monogamy, but whatever you choose, be loyal and faithful to it. You better realize what you're getting yourself into with monogamy. Now let's get into the women. The first thing is you need to try to preserve your virginity until you get a commitment of marriage. That's number 1. So if you're a young woman, who cares what your friends doing? You don't do it. Keep your stuff right and tight. You a virgin, stay that way. You gave it up to one dude, stay under that one. Don't give it up to the next dude until you get that commitment. You gotta learn how to value what you are. That's your goal as a queen. If you want to be a queen, you have a better chance if you preserve yourself. Next thing, again, get rid of your deep-seated hatred towards black men. Like if you got kids and you want to somehow have a chance to be somebody's concubine, or even in the slimmest of possibilities, somebody's wife, you got to get rid of that hatred, man. You can't be comparing everybody to the guy that failed you. 'Cause everybody ain't him. So that's the next thing. The next thing after that is do not try to get married out of your respect for yourself and others. Do not try to get married if you don't believe in submitting to a man, if you don't believe in catering to a man. This is not for show. This is people's lives here. So you want to make sure that when you do it, if you do it, that you in it to the end. Because think about it. If a guy dogs you out or mistreats you and you submit it to him and you serving him as if you were serving the God of heaven himself, then the Most High will deal with him. He will. So the next thing after that, y'all better realize that if you got a good guy, do not break up with him over another woman. You need to tell him, are you gonna practice polygyny or are you monogamous? Which one is it? Do not lie to me. If you gonna stick to me, then stick to me. If you gonna have multiple concubines or wives, then that's something you need to put out there up front so that she, I'm saying to you guys, can make her choice and vice versa. If you're going to practice polygyny, then practice it. It's not a sin. People who say it's a sin, they don't know the word. They don't know how to interpret scripture. I don't care how much you respect your pastor and his little suits and haircuts and his Mercedes Benz. He does not know the word if he's saying it's a sin to have multiple wives. Paul is not here. More than likely, the Apostle Paul is in the heaven. So nobody is going to be his bishop. His bishop was the scripture that it was talking about, when it said it must be the husband of one wife. And he had reasons for that because he knew they wasn't going to be concentrating on the work if they worried about all these wives. And that's another thing y'all better understand about polygyny. You think, oh, I got 4 different selections of sex. Yeah, but that's also 4 personalities. Me personally, I would say stick to 2 or 3 at the most. Because think about it. When you gone, they liable to be fighting. Like, if they ain't getting along and you out here working and stuff like that, that's why when you practice polygyny, they should have jobs as well if they not raising young children. That's yours. So, because if they just sitting around, you know the emotions of a woman, they're going to be getting into it. They're going to be, you want them to, and we're going to talk about that because I've been researching it forwards and backwards, man. I've been praying about it, all type of stuff, just so I can know. Me personally, 2, 3 at the most, and then one of them, the one that's the least cooperative, if I want to go down to 2, that's the one that's going to get dumped. And ain't nobody going to change my mind. You're not finna be the only one. Get over it. People be like, I got to be the only one. I don't believe in that. You not, listen, no disrespect. I don't mean this disrespect. But ain't none of y'all stuff good enough. Ain't none of your chicken, your hamburgers, none of your cleaning, nothing you do good enough for you to be the only one. And I know what I'm talking about because when they the only one, they start to get older, they're going to start having health problems, they're going to start death, they're going to have emotions, they're going to have family issues, they're going to scale off from their job. But in the kingdom, a queen is not expected to scale away from her job. She got to be on top of her game. So you got to be willing, okay, tell these women up front what your intentions are. If you're going to practice polygyny, even if you don't got multiple, you tell them up front. That's what you believe in. That's what it's going to come to one day. Then that way you can see their response and you can see if they ain't with it, they ain't with it. So those things. If you a woman and you want a man's concubine or wife, do not be at work flirting with those guys. You be nice to them, but you make sure they know that you are off limits to them and they